Hey Commanders, welcome to the 5th episode of No Jin No Win. In this video I'll be showcasing a Suzette, either display of, depends on how you look at it, competence or incompetence, and you'll probably get what I'm trying to get at in a sec after the game starts. But in this game I will be fighting Jaden Nelson on one of my favorite maps because there's a lot of city walls and forests. Anyhow, without further ado, let's take a look at the skills. Pretty standard sneak attack, D-hard loadout, Pepsi with the accelerated aid, Werner with cyborg vessels. So it may seem a little bit odd why he is bringing cyborg vessels against Elwyn at first glance, but for those who know, you already know why we would bring cyborg vessels potentially. But for those who don't know, basically, when Werner performs a ranged skill attack or even a ranged normal attack, he has a passive that lets his soldiers join in. So suppose he was not using cyborg vessels and he was using some other skills, and my ham, notice my ham, is able to disable Werner's passive. When Werner decides to range attack any of my heroes, his soldiers will not join in, and that's a lot of damage loss. And one of the skills of cyborg vessels is that when the hero attacks, the soldiers will always engage. So this is kind of like it's an anti-ham maneuver. Okay, his ham has Annihilation, and his lost ham has Air Slash with 3C. Standard Elwyn, Mass Resist for the stun, Rio, range stun, 3C adversity. Ham with Air Slash. Okay, so this skill loadout here may seem a little weird, and it is weird. I am still experimenting with what skills to bring against what comp, so I decided to just try things out. I wanted to try out this passive. I care more about this damage increase by 20%. My assumption is it does work with AoEs. Whether or not this damage taken is decreased by 30% after battle, whether that helps me or not, I still yet to find out. I bring the TP and the single target. Okay, so let's take a look at what happens. So I actually decided to go in with my ham and try to kill his ham. You'll probably, if you watched my last video, remember how I tried doing a similar thing against Yum Yum's ham. And I remember mentioning that my kill against, this killing against Werewolf's ham is very sus. And indeed, it is sus. I did miss the kill by pretty much, this is like a quarter of his HP. And again, Air Slash. If this was an Annihilation, maybe I could have killed, maybe. So, yeah, just something to note to myself and to anyone out there. Against Werewolves, you may want to either do a melee attack with Air Slash. I've yet to test that, but range attack with the Air Slash is going to be a little dangerous. However, you do have to note that this wet ham does have... If we're assuming he is using boots, this is a pretty high HP, so it may be casted. And he may have extra god stats that is hidden. I personally do not have all the gods maxed out or my ham casted, so maybe it is a stat diff. But regardless, hitting into a wolf ham, in my opinion, is very dangerous with Air Slash. Okay, so I am currently at a disadvantage. I have basically given one of my units for free without doing much, other than semi kind of disabling his ham from killing anyone potentially. But again, Annihilation is still a very annoying skill because of the hero reversal. Notice that he did get the accelerated on Elham. Nice thing about this is it actually doesn't do anything for the Elham because notice he has 4 move, but technically he doesn't have enough move to get past the city wall. He needs one more extra move to get here. So his range is still the same even without the accelerated aid. He can only slingshot to here as opposed to here had he been able to move to here. So his his threat range is still the same. So he decides to finish off my ham. So by doing that, he is actually able to let me enter into the danger zone with Rio, because by ending his turn here, his D-Hard can actually hit this block. So my Rio is able to actually get the Arms of Wildfire up, which is very nice. He tries to take out my Rio with the Elham. It's not killed. So, interesting enough, maybe if the C-Mercs crit, he may have been able to kill me. Let's see, what is the chance that he crits with the C-Merc? So there's 12% here, and then his talent is what? Does he get any talent that boosts crit? For his soldiers, that is. Okay, it looks like there isn't. So yeah, soldiers not critting, maybe that's to be expected. Anyhow, Rio lives, tries to retreat. So now here's the play of the game that's about to happen. Prepare to get your mind blown. Suzy with the long range snipe, a kill with a teleport. So now this is actually very in my favor now. I'm able to get rid of his ham really, which was what my original ham intention was. So now the playing field is semi-equal again, and I would say it's almost even in my favor. So notice I did bring Twilight Star. I'm thinking to myself, if his Werner was able to actually one-shot me with his assuming he's wearing the armor that does fixed damage afterwards, you could technically potentially one-shot my Elwyn. But maybe he's not wearing that, so yeah. He tries to take the first life of my Elwyn with his Pepsi. And he actually misses because his troops didn't crit on me, on Elwyn. I used my skill to take out Werner. I don't know actually if I needed the, as you see, 62,000. If I really needed the skill to kill. I already had first move, so I was going to attack. I already had the attack first because I moved 4 blocks, so technically this, and I also have grasslands, so unicorns do extra damage. So I don't know if this was needed. Maybe it had been overkill. My original assumption was Rio could tank the Fairy Spirit Prophets. And that's why I decided to kill Verna as opposed to D-Heart. But as you'll see, this is actually not the case. I actually died to the fairies. I can take a look at the ticks in a bit to see whether or not the troops critting me made a difference. But anyhow, still a potentially winnable game. However, this actually did end up biting me in the butt. The 2 skills I brought with Suzette. TP was the right choice, I opinion, but these 2 skills were very iffy. So one thing to note is I am using Full Moon Suzette here, so there's no chance of me getting Bruise Proc to be able to potentially reach these people with the single target skill. And the other thing is, it would have been very nice had I had an AoE here, because then I could potentially break Epsilon's shield and set up a kill for Elwyn next turn. So here I'm just trying to bait a lucky Tenios proc, and I don't get it. Notice I do have Mass Resist still up from that turn 1 Mass Resist I cast it, so him doing the D-Heart exclusive stun on my Sophia is not going to do anything. Okay, this is a pretty big mistake. I don't know why I decided to do this. It wasn't going to kill. And it actually would heal him up to a pretty decent amount. By doing this, he sets up basically a next turn kill because he has turn prio. What I should have done was, and it was probably, you know, to someone that's looking at it, because it's very obvious, I should have just moved Elwyn last, right? Because ideally, if he would have attacked my Elwyn here, he has no range attack. So if he were to do that, I could just wrap around and kill him. If he decides not to kill my Elwyn, I just move Elwyn up here and wait for next turn when he decides to either waste 1 attack to hit my Elwyn or to continue running away. But at that point, I could take out him or him. So, yeah, this is a pretty big mistake on my end. And yes, I am able to kill the Die-Hard, but the Pepsi is able to kill the Elwyn next turn. And you'll see in a bit why so I did get, you know, the Tenios proc, which didn't really matter. Okay, so again, remember I did bring the single target skill on Suzette. So this whole game is entirely on whether or not I can single target kill the Epsilon. My Sophia is using... I don't remember what I was using this game. I've been playing around with different Sophia weapons. I've been trying the stun staff, the movement down staff, and the knighting boom staff. But the hard part for me now is I have no way of basically being in range of Pepsi without my Suzette getting meleeed by his Pepsi. So that is very odd. I think I was using the stun staff, so I was trying to get a lucky stun, and he decides to faction buff. Again, fishing for Attenuals. Make sure I stay out of range. And now this is the moment of truth. Can I kill a non 100% HP Epsilon? So, okay, the reason why I'm looking back is I'm trying to figure out if... So, okay, one thing to note. Sins get an extra attack boost if they're hitting someone with 100% HP. So I'm trying to figure out if me hitting... So, you see how I did basically 0 damage to the Epsilon? But that was because of the shield, I guess. I was wondering... that instead of trying to heal the Suzette, if me moving here and just hitting the Epsilon for chip damage is good. The goal is maybe I don't do enough damage such that the giant zombies can actually heal to full HP. And the other, I guess, pro to this is I do enough damage such that it's less percentage on the troops than it is now. I think I was misled earlier by the fact that my Sophia wouldn't be able to do any damage to the giant zombies because of the shield. But I do think my Sophia wouldn't have to be able to do any damage because the zombies are on a city wall. So this is... what is this? Like 650 MDef? Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to actually do much damage here. So yeah, so moment of truth. Is Suzy be able to kill this Pepsi? And I do get the crit, but I don't even get through the zombies. And even without the 30%, even with the 30% damage reduction, I still get blown up. And yeah, so Sophia versus Pepsi, we already know how that would end. So Sally, my Suzette was not able to pull out a win. But I would say that this was a user error from my end with the Suzette skill loadout. And of course that missed move by my Elwyn there. But overall, again, I think this game did validate for me that Suzette is pretty viable, and that, you know, I just need to make sure I pick the right skills, you know, yeah. Anyhow, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.